We are 90.9 FM, WJAB. Marcus Sims here with you. And at this time, every Tuesday, we like to let you know what's happening in the Tennessee Valley with special events, organizations, individuals that are making a difference here in the Tennessee Valley. Just some really, really cool things that you need to know about. I'm happy to do this for you. This is your latest edition of WJAB's Yo Just Checking In. And also, I got to say, good afternoon to everyone that's watching us live on Facebook. So, hi. That's watching us on social media as well. We are on our WJB Facebook page, so special assistance to the multi-talented Joy. She has a lot of things around here. I don't know. She's I don't know, like the female version of I don't know, Spike Lee meets Quentin Tarantino meets Pauly Shore. But we're 90.9 FM WJAB, and of course, talking about what's happening in the Tennessee Valley. I'm happy to have back up here with me. Last time we did it, it was on TV. Now we're doing it strictly on radio, but of course also on social media. Want to welcome inspirational artists, hip-hop artists, gospel-themed artists. He wears a lot of hats. He does a lot of positive things for not only his community, but national recording artists, hip-hop artist, my man, Dante Pride. Dante, how you doing, bro?
Whoa, man, I'm good, man. I appreciate that intro, man.
Right, I think I forgot I don't know, did I leave out any of your titles?
Man, you didn't leave out anything, man. I'm grateful to be here.
Glad that you made it up here. I know that the cicadas were holding you back for a few moments.
Man, right? them cicadas, man. I don't know where them locusts came from.
Right. We have to throw up a special prayer for those cicadas, right? I mean, they came from everywhere. But thank you for coming from the River City. We know you got a huge event that's coming up.
Yeah.
We outside. If I'm correct, this part dos or trois. That's how you would say it in German, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So first of all, anyone who does not know about hip-hop recording artist, national recording artist Dante Pride, tell us a little bit about your origin story.
Man, for one, man, I love Christ. I believe that you can write songs about anything that you love. And so for me, I believe that's what's impacted my life. He's changed my life, and so that's what I write music about. So I'm a son of him, and I'm also a husband to the beautiful Miss L'Oreal Pride. That's my thing. That's my sweet thing. I love her so much. And so I'm a Christian hip hop recording artist. You get an opportunity to travel all around to be able to not only rap the gospel, but also preach the gospel as well. And so that's me in a nutshell. I just love God, and I just love going to spread positivity and His word to everyone I encounter. So
awesome. And Decatur, Alabama,
born and raised. Come on.
In the playground.
The deck town, the dirty deck.
Right. All right. Decatur was great. Of course, got some great friends out there in Decatur. You all have a real thriving art scene that's going on in Decatur. And I mean, growing. Definitely, it's a scene that's growing, and so this isn't Decatur 20 years ago. You guys got a lot of stuff that's going on, right?
A lot, man. But I'm glad to be a resident of the Ville now. I'm in Huntsville. So,
okay.
Yeah, I've been in Huntsville for about, I think it's going on year 6.
Okay, so it's all 72 connected, basically.
Yeah, it's all connected.
It's all 72 connected. Now, when did you sit there and say, I'm going to become a recording artist, a hip-hop Christian artist? When did you decide you were going to do that?
So I grew up in a very religious background. Mm-hmm. I'm a pastor's kid, and so I was at the church whenever the doors open. Okay. Like, come on. So, but my uncle, he was a youth pastor, and so what ended up happening was he would blast people like Canton Jones and them, and I'll be in the back seat, and I'm like, yo, like did he just say Jesus? Did he just say God? What's going on?
Right.
And so at that moment, like, everything changed, and I remember being in the 2nd grade. My teacher, she handed me my very first Christian hip-hop CD.
Oh, wow.
Because I used to write rhymes in the back of my test papers. And so she came up to me one day, and she gave me my first Christian hip-hop CD. So at a very young age, in the 2nd grade, I knew that I wanted to be a Christian hip-hop artist.
And what's so interesting is because you're talking about Christian hip-hop, I remember years ago, the first one that I came across was a group called, of course, everyone probably has heard DC Talk.
Yep.
And of course, DC Talk, and then of course, I was like, okay, that's an interesting genre, but I don't know, how it would take off. I'll be honest. Of course, now we see in 2024, everyone from your Lecrae's to everyone who's implementing Christian hip hop in their music, and of course, I gotta give a shout out to my good friend Minister Fred, who's done a great job pioneering in this area as well. So it's been a genre of hip hop that, if you have not listened to, it's really explosive. powerful message, upbeat, and it runs to the youth, right?
Yes, sir. It runs to the youth, and I mean, platforms like TikTok and all of that now, it's exploding, and so now it went from youth, and now you got the millennials that are loving it, and so it's crazy because a lot of people, you know, I remember there once was a time where people hear Christian hip hop and they do just think youth, and a lot of time I have to ask people like, you know, what makes it for it? Is it because it's wholesome? And so a lot of people, they feel like because, like, you know, oh, you know, it's cute little hip hop. It's like, no, now Christian hip hop is getting to a place where we really are just sharing the real, being transparent, sharing our testimony, and I believe that lives are being impacted all over the world through CHH. So I'm grateful to be a part.
Yeah, it's so funny because I remember in high school, and this is dating myself, but when me and my friends, we were on the way to high school, and of course, you know, you're driving in the car, you got the stereo turned up too loud, and of course, one of the things that we're in there booming to all of our neighbors and then around this MC Hammer's Pray. So as we're in there playing MC Hammer's Pray, we're also waking up folks. I don't know, maybe that was a good thing, right? You know, maybe not the way they wanted to start off 7 in the morning hearing Hammer Pray, but you know, that was probably one of my early introductions to that type of genre type vibe, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you got that, and you got Kurt Franklin. What do you do? Stomp, Revolution, and so I'm grateful, man. All of those greats that paved the way for it to be what it is now. It's insane.
Right. So it's a really great genre, and so let's jump right to it. Of course, we know you got a huge event coming up, which I think is so cool because this fits it right into June. And of course, we know coming up we have Juneteenth. Yeah. So and then also June is Black Music Month. Yeah. So you add these things, and you got Juneteenth coming up. June is also Black Music Month, and June is also when the cicadas are really out. But I guess I don't know. But so let's jump on. Let's talk about We Outside, which is happening in Decatur, Alabama. Tell us a little bit about this event.
We in Huntsville.
We Outside.
We in the Ville.
We Outside is in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even bigger and better.
We in the Ville, so we're at the Dream Theater in Huntsville.
Okay.
And so I want to throw this disclaimer out. The cicadas would not be at the We Outside.
Well, they may be listening.
They'll probably be listening.
Okay.
But yeah, they won't be. So it's We Outside, but we really be inside a building. And so many people that ask me like, you know, why do you name it We Outside? You know, there's such a popular slogan and stuff now. People like, you know, we outside. They mean like, you know, we outside, we lit, we partying, we finally out the house. But for me, We Outside. It's so many times where I feel like believers, we feel like the church is just it's just a building. And I feel like we are the church.
Right.
We are the church. And so my thing is, even when it comes to a church building, the building is not the church until we walk in it. And so my thing is, I'm real open to going out. I go to the streets and, you know, preach the gospel in the streets. Like, send me to where they are. My thing is, I don't want to just be the one that's just preaching to the choir. I want to be going out to the people that really need to have an encounter with Christ. And so for me, I call it the Way Outside concert because the concert is for the church, the unchurched, the saved, the unsaved, every walk of life. We just want to come in. We just want you to come in, and we just want to love on you and embrace you. And you get the opportunity to hear some dope worship, some dope music. Hip hop music is crazy. And so that's why we named it Way Outside.
Okay. Now, Dante, now you said the Dream Theater, correct?
Dream Theater.
Now, the date, when is taking place?
It's June 29th.
June 29th. So the cool thing about it is we're still recognizing Black Music Month.
Yeah.
So it's a great way in a lot of ways to start wrapping up Black Music Month. And you also have time now to sit there, put it on your calendar, June the 29th at the Dream Theater. What time are we looking at?
6
p.m.
6. And this is another historic moment because the Dream Theater is the old Butler High School.
Wow.
It's the old Butler High School. And so shout out to even the Rock family. They're there now. So I'm just super excited, man. I believe it's going to be life-changing.
All right. So, of course, where if more information, where can they go to get more information about We Outside?
I am DantePride.com.
I am DantePride.com for more information about We Outside. Now, am I correct? How many years has this been going on?
This is year 2.
Year 2. Okay, right. Year 2. So last year it was in Decatur.
It was still at the Dream Theater.
Oh, you did it. So why? Is there any events that I'm attaching you to in Decatur that I don't know?
Man, I haven't really done a show in my hometown in a minute. I did something with a program called Reach and Teach last year.
Okay.
In my hometown, but other than that, yeah, we
been concentrating on here in Rocket City.
Yeah, we've been here in the Rocket City, and so we got a chance to sell out last year.
Oh wow!
So we sold out the theater last year, and Lord willing, hopefully we'll be able to do it again.
Happen this year. It's gonna definitely happen. So now, for those that are coming out to We Outside Part 2 at the Dream Theater, who are some of the artists that are gonna show up? Or tell us a little bit about it.
I got Marquise Dofer. Marquise Dofer, powerful worship leader. I mean, he's killing it. He's in DC. Shout out to DC. I'll be in DC this week. And so Marquise Dofer, he's gonna be doing his thing, man. If you love Ty Tribbett and artists of that nature, like Marquise brings that energy. Like when you were younger, you used to hear some church music and stuff, and especially for someone my age, it's be one of them things where I didn't start off really just gravitating to just worship music, to be honest with you, until I just grew with my walk in Christ. But when it came to people like Ty Tribbett and them, like I was like, yo, like this worship, like this sounds super dope. And so Marquise, he gives you that feel. Then we got Jessica Height. Jessica Height, she gives you that Christian R&B soul type feel. And she actually, she's had the opportunity to collab with like artists like Maverick City. And so she is killing the game. So those are our two artists this year.
In Maverick City, I'm thinking, a Grammy, a year or two ago?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So I think I remember seeing them on the Grammys perform, or maybe American AMAs or something, but I've actually caught them, so that's real cool. So she's worked with Maverick City, okay.
Yep, so she has a song called Grave Clothes with Maverick, and so she is killing it. We also have the We Outside Praise Team. And the We Outside Praise Team, they consist of just powerful worship leaders that are in this area, and they're coming together, and they'll be leading worship and stuff as well. And then you'll get a chance to hear new music from me. I got an album and stuff that's coming out this summer, and so I'm super excited just to share that with the people as well.
So 4 great artists performing, of course, and you get to hear exclusively new music from Dante Pride dropping.
Yes,
so if you're there on the 29th, they'll get the exclusive hearing.
They get the exclusive.
All right, so can you tell us a little bit about the music you got? Tell us a little bit about that.
This music is going to be super transparent. Like, I believe that we overcome by the word of our by the blood of the Lamb and over the word of our testimony. So my thing is, I believe what comes from the heart touches the heart. So what better way to take the experiences and stuff that I've experienced and share it with the people so they can be set free? Because I believe that so many people's freedom is inside of your mouth, but you got to open it for people to be set free and let them know, like, yo, like you can make it through this. You're not alone. So the album is going to be called, and I'm sharing this sneak peek just for WJAB. The album is called You Did It.
You Did It.
It's called You Did It. Because I believe, man, so many times, you have so many artists, and don't get me wrong, I don't discredit this or anything, but so many times when you're from the 256, people feel like they have to leave elsewhere in order for God to do a thing, in order for you to make it, in music or whatnot. And I believe, like, yo, like, this is a season, I'm walking in a season where it's like nobody else is going to get the credit. You're just going to be like, God, you did it. So I believe this album is going to change lives. And I believe he's going to be like, yo, like, Dante, I did this right here in the 256. And so it's super transparent. I got 1K Few on the album. I got a guy named Breno on the album. I got a worship leader named Katrina Smith is on the album. So it's gonna be crazy.
And of course, if someone that has not, of course, you can go to I'mDantePride.com. I'm sure to hear the music. You can also go to, I'm sure, streaming services as well and check out the music. But how would you describe Dante Pride music if you had to? Someone who hasn't heard it, how would you describe your style?
Man, for one, when I tell you, man, I love like the hard trap type vibe, like, and then also I'll sprinkle a little bit of gospel in it thing too, where it sounds super churchy, but it's really like when churchy meets trap. And so for me, I love, because the beat is what's going to intrigue you. So many times when this young generation, they'll be listening to certain music and they'll be like, oh, I ain't listening to the lyrics, I'm listening to the beat. And so my thing is, the beat is what's going to pull you in, and then after that you hear the lyrics. And I believe in having substance in the lyrics. So I believe after that beat grills me and they're able to hear the substance. So I believe the thing that describes Dante Pride music is fullness. Like, I feel like you're going to be able to really break down the lyrics and you're going to be like, wow, like he's talking about something on this. And so.
And if you're just tuning in right now, this is Yo Just Checking In, where we'd like to let you know what's happening in the Tennessee Valley with special events, individual organizations that are making a difference here in the Tennessee Valley. And of course, sitting across from me is my good friend Dante Pride, hip-hop recording artist, inspirational artist, who's meshing together the worlds of church music, trap music. You get it together and you get
gospel
right.
trap. Come on.
I was trying to put the two together, the church and the trap, but I don't know if those two words were going to mesh together the way I wanted to. So, but I'm so glad to have my man here. Of course, I am Dante Pride, where you can get more information about We Outside Part 2. What advice would you give to someone out there? You're a recording artist. You've done a lot of big things, a lot of big shows, not only here in the area, but throughout the country as well.
Yeah.
What advice would you give for someone who's out there who wants to enter into the world of recording? Give them one jewel of information that you'd like to drop to an artist that's listening right now, especially a young person.
Yeah, I just say stay true to yourself. That's the biggest thing for me. Stay true to yourself. Don't try to go out and be somebody else. And if you're doing what God has called you to do, He'll open doors that you can't even you can't even network it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, He would just open up those doors. So if He's called you to it, and this is something that you love, it may be cloudy right now. You may be like, yo, like it look like it's taking a little longer than how I want it. Just know God has your best interest, and His ways are not our ways. And so if you're just following His plan and being obedient to what He has for you, look.
Was that something that you faced? Were people in the industry trying to say, hey, at some point, why don't you just straight, drop the gospel inspirational side and just concentrate on just doing the commercial side? Was that something people in the industry kind of hinted or threw out there or suggested to?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I've heard why don't you just go mainstream? Why don't you just make clean music or whatnot? And my thing is, like I said before, like I feel like what has impacted you, like my thing is you got so many like trap rappers and stuff that are rapping about selling, illegal substances and all this stuff, and they ain't even lived their life. So you making music that's a lie. You making music trying to keep us in bondage, but you going out and you living in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, He's impacted me, so it's like I'm not finna put that to the side and go rap about something else. Like when you really have an encounter with Jesus Christ, like I believe you're gonna shout that thing to the mountaintops. So for me, I have had a lot of people that have tried to, influence and try to get me to compromise, but I made a decision. I'm like, Lord, like I've seen what you showed me, and this is where I'm gonna stay. That this is the way that I'm going to preach the gospel through this music. So I can't switch up.
And what a great way to sit there, as I said before, June the 29th at the Dream Theater. Am I correct? That's off of Home Street.
Off of
Home Street. Yes, off of Home Street. The Dream Theater connected to the Rock Family Church. That's what a great way to kind of wrap up Black Music Month.
Yeah.
As a month we'll be wrapping up, and you got some incredible artists that will be in the facility, and also just a great way if you want to spend some family time. It's a family friendly event, obviously, and so it's a lot of great things are happening. Dante, I have to throw this out there. I always like to ask when I have artists in the house, who do you listen to? What's some of the throw out a couple of names to our listeners that maybe that they need to add to their playlist that you other than yourself.
Man, so like Marcus said, you can add Dante Pride, but also man, I love Kurt. I love Kurt Franklin. I love Maverick City. I love Hovey, 1K Feud. So many dope artists. Shout out Marquise Dolford. He's super dope. Jessica Height. But I listen all around. The crazy thing is I listen to more worship and gospel music than I do hip hop a lot of times.
Right.
So I say Kurt Franklin, and then Christian hip hop wise, I love Hovey, 1K Feud, Elevation Worship. I love them, and it's just so many dope artists.
Wow, of course. So I'm glad to hear that you haven't been following what's been going on with Drake and Kendrick. So.
Man, I can't lie. I have peeped the beat and stuff a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. We'll have Dante Pride on it. But we're focusing on We Outside Part 2 here in the Rocket City. So definitely make some plans, adjust your schedule. It'll be a great event. Dante, anything else that we need to know about We Outside? Is this taking place on the 29th at 6 p.m. in the Dream Theater?
Yes, sir. I just say come there and bring your energy. Like it's gonna be wild. Just come out for a good time. I mean, this is for all ages. We seen this last year. Man, it was so intergenerational. It was crazy. So to be able to even see my grandmother was in that thing. My grandmother and my grandfather was in that thing, and They was lit. They was lit, and so just come out just ready to come expecting, and just come ready to have a good time.
And what's so cool about it, it's going to be different individuals, different ages, different races, different backgrounds, and what a great way, as I said before, to just come out and have a great time and hear some great uplifting music. It's a heck of a lineup that you have for We Outside Part 2. So, and we know when you do a Part 2, you got to do a Part 3 coming up. So 2024, we got another one coming up, and who knows, so some great things.
Sir.
And of course, some new music that you get to hear from Dante Pride as well.
New music.
Right? Wow. So, Dante, guys, we're wrapping things up here on Yo Just Checking In. Once again, the website is IamDantePride.com for all the information that you need.
Yes, sir.
For We Outside Part 2, a star-studded lineup. And, of course, this is taking place on the 29th of June. So if you haven't had a chance to adjust your schedules, adjust your schedules and come out to the Dream Theater right off of Home Streets here in Huntsville, Alabama, basically North Huntsville, but great facility that our friends at The Rock run.
Yeah.
So anything we're missing, Dante?
I think the last thing we'll be out in the street, like I said. So we're partnering with some different organizations, Richard Shower Center, Serve Huntsville, because we don't want We Outside to just be a concert. It's a movement. And
Okay.
So we want to get out there to where the people are. And then lastly, before I go, I can't pull up the WJAB without giving D. Marcus Sims and also Miss Joy some We Outside concert tickets.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to be inside for the We Outside concert.
Come on.
Because while I got you here and on the mic, is there any opportunity that me and you can do something?
Yeah, let's make, hey, don't get me started on some ideas. Yeah, we definitely make something
Everyone
happen.
that's watching live now can know that there's a possible collaboration between national recording artist Dante Pride and Marcus Sims. So I'm giving up public radio career. I'm going to straight go hip-hop. Dante, brother, thank you so much for coming up. Thank you for the tickets. We wish you the best of success. We know it's going to be a great event. On the 29th of this month, We Outside Part 2 at the Dream Theater here in Huntsville, Alabama. I am Dante Pride.com for more information. You can check out Dante on his social media platforms as well. Be sure to stream the music, new music coming out later on next month as well. So a lot of big things. Brothers, always, thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
All right, coming up shortly, we'll go over to NPR News and all things considered from NPR. We're 90.9 FM WJAB. Thanks again to Joy for her technical assistance. And yeah, until next time.